But our business is incredibly strong. And considering the economic strife that the world is in right now, I think the numbers are telling about how people continue to want to go out to the cinema in record numbers. Globally, last year, we hit a new record of $31.8 billion in cinema sales. So when you hear about all the industries that are suffering challenges across the world, when you hear about the other parts of the movie industry that are being challenged, the fact that our part of this business is growing so strongly is quite incredible. And that represents about a 38% increase in the last 5 years on a global basis. In the US, we're not doing quite as well as the rest of the world, although we are growing. We've experienced about 20% growth in the last 5 years. Last year, we came in at about $10.6 billion in revenues. But a big kudos to you in Australia, because you're exceeding the national growth pattern. And you've had 39% growth in the last 5 years, coming up to about $1.128 billion in 2010. And that is a tremendous, tremendous record. As an American, we're kind of biased. We think we're the home to Hollywood and the home to this business. A little comparison probably shows us that we need to be humble compared to you Australians and you New Zealanders, because you're doing much more with less. Let me explain that. Two different metrics. You have about 11% of our box office. If you take the amount that you grossed last year to cinemas and compared it to ours, you have about 11% of what we grossed. But you're doing that on 5% of our screens. We have somewhere between 39,000 and 40,000 screens in the United States. We have what, maybe 2,000 in Australia and another 400 in New Zealand. So you're more than doubling your return on your screens from what we have in America, and that's a tremendous, tremendous statistic. The other way to look at it, of course, is population. I'm always amazed that in a landmass the size of my home country here in Australia, you got about 24 million people. We have about 312 million people. But again, you're grossing more per person than we are, because you're taking 11% of our grosses, but you only have about 7% of our population. So just a couple interesting statistics to say congratulations to Australia and New Zealand. You're doing a fantastic job in this business of exhibition.